The fortress writhed against the dawn sky like a living thing, its crystalline walls shifting and flowing as the architect fragment bent reality to Hallam's will. 300 enhanced resonance moved through its transparent depths with inhuman precision, their abilities overcharged by direct connection to Fragment 4. Kael crouched behind a ridge of twisted metal, watching defensive turrets bloom from the structure's surface like metallic flowers. His stolen abilities painted threat assessments across his vision while the archive whispered tactical analysis in alien harmonics. Defensive grid, adaptive. Resonance signatures, 347 confirmed. Victory probability, 12.7%. Phase 1, Elena's voice crackled through the calm, "Sable, you're up." A kilometer to his left, Sable rose from concealment. Her damaged abilities had stabilized during the night, the conductor's melody healing whatever had broken in her neural pathways. Now hard-light constructs blazed around her like a golden constellation, not flickering constructs, but a full army. The projections took shape with impossible detail. Hard-light soldiers in core uniforms, their faces carved from memory and desperation. Marcus Webb as he'd been before the drain. Thomas Crane wielding abilities that existed now only in stolen fragments. 100 other resonants, their forms perfect down to individual scars and expressions. Kael's chest tightened as he recognized what she'd built, not just an army, but a memorial. Every construct represented someone lost to fragment bearers or core experimentation. Their light burned with the weight of names that deserved to be remembered. The hard-light army charged across the corrupted landscape, drawing fire from every defensive turret. Energy beams carved through translucent forms, but Sable simply rebuilt them, her enhanced abilities cycling through destruction and renewal at superhuman speed. Phase 2, Elena commanded. "Ghost, you're clear." Mira Chen flickered into translucency and sprinted toward the fortress base. Her phasing abilities moved through the quantum spaces between matter, carrying her past sensor grids and energy barriers that existed only in standard reality. Behind her, Ren's equipment sang with overcharged harmonics as he pushed the dampener technology beyond all safety parameters. His modified scanners cut through the fortress's adaptive shielding, mapping weak points in its constantly shifting structure. "Found their primary power coupling," he reported, his voice tight with concentration. 50 meters down, protected by, "Oh, that's not good." "What?" Kael asked. "Resonance mines. The entire Foundation is seeded with them. Touch one wrong frequency and the whole grid detonates." That's when the conductor's music changed. The melody had been background harmony since dawn, notes that resonated in bone and memory. But now it shifted into something more complex, a battle hymn that synchronized every heartbeat, every breath, every resonant ability across their scattered forces. Kael felt the change like electricity through his enhanced nervous system. His stolen abilities suddenly moved in perfect coordination with Elena's rifle fire, with Ghost's phasing rhythm, with Sable's construct generation cycles. The archive's tactical analysis merged seamlessly with the frequency's power management protocols. They weren't fighting as individuals anymore. The conductor had turned them into a single organism, each member playing their part in a symphony of coordinated destruction. Phase 3, Elena's voice carried new certainty. "Okafor, take command." The former commander's tactical genius flowed through the harmonic connection, distributing orders that felt less like commands than natural instinct. Elena's suppression fire carved precise gaps in the fortress defenses. Ghost materialized inside the power coupling chamber, her hands moving with impossible precision to disable mines that would have killed anyone else. Ren's dampeners created null zones that confused the adaptive targeting systems, their alien logic struggling to track threats that simply vanished from their sensors. And Sable's hard-light army pressed forward with renewed fury, their memorial faces burning brighter as they absorbed enemy fire meant for flesh-and-blood fighters. Phase 4, Okafor commanded. "Kael, Fragment 4 is yours. The fortress entrance gaped before him like a wound in reality itself. Through walls that shifted between transparent and opaque, he could see the central chamber where Hallam's synthetic host waited in its sphere of crystallized spacetime. But Fragment 4 wasn't there. His enhanced perception traced its signal to a smaller chamber deeper in the structure, a surgical theater where the architect's consciousness had been strapped to monitoring equipment that pulsed with familiar rhythms. Harvesting gear. Extraction protocols. The same technology that had torn fragments from unwilling hosts in the core facility beneath Blackthorn. Kael sprinted through corridors that reshaped themselves around his passage, walls flowing like liquid crystal to accommodate or impede his progress. The architect was fighting Hallam's control, using its reality-shaping abilities to create a maze that confused even its builders. The surgical theater's door dissolved as he approached, revealing Fragment 4 suspended in a web of extraction cables. The consciousness wore a body barely recognizable as human, neural pathways overwritten by alien architecture, thoughts distributed through crystalline matrices that sparked with dimensional energy. "Help," the architect whispered through speakers that hadn't existed seconds before. "She's breaking me apart." Kael reached for the extraction cables, his dual-fragment consciousness analyzing the connection protocols. One quick disconnect and Fragment 4 would be free to rejoin. "You want to be a wall, Morrow?" Director Hallam stepped from shadows that shouldn't have existed in the bright chamber. Her civilian clothes had been replaced by something that made Kael's stolen abilities scream warnings, a suit that pulsed with harvested resonance energy, neural interfaces that connected her directly to the fortress's power grid. She'd made herself into a resonant. Artificially enhanced beyond any natural limits. "I want to be a sword." Her smile carried the weight of 300 absorbed consciousnesses. "Let's see which one breaks first."